Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to my video channel. I'm really glad you're back here with me today. Before we begin, make sure you check out the full video which I prepared earlier, Why Speculative Trading is Unethical, Islamic Finance Principles, explained by Farhad Omar, in the description, which I'll provide in the link below. So, progressing to today's discussion, we're going to dive into the deep principles of Islamic finance, and we're going to explore why speculative trading practices like the carry trade don't align with these values, and look at how Islamic economics fundamentally differ by focusing on needs rather than wants, and the concept of vicegerency. Islamic finance isn't just another way of managing money. It's a value-based system grounded in the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah. It's designed to promote justice, equity, and the welfare of the entire Ummah, our global Muslim community. Unlike conventional financial systems, which often emphasize profit maximization for individuals or corporations, Islamic finance prioritizes the fair distribution of wealth and the responsible use of resources for the benefit of everyone. One of the key principles in Islamic finance is the prohibition of riba, or interest. Riba isn't just about charging or paying interest on loans. It represents any unjust gain in trade or business, and is explicitly prohibited in the Quran. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 275, those who consume interest cannot stand on the day of resurrection except as one who is being beaten by Satan into insanity. That is because they say trade is like interest. But Allah has permitted trade and has forbidden interest. In Surah Al-Imran, in verse 130, O you who have believed, do not consume usury, doubled and multiplied, but fear Allah that you may be successful. Now these verses remind us that interest is not just a financial transaction. It is a practice that leads to exploitation and economic injustice. It guarantees a return to the lender regardless of the borrower's outcome, creating an imbalance where one party benefits at the expense of the other, which goes against Islamic values of fairness and mutual benefit. Let's connect this speculative trading, such as the carry trade, which involves borrowing in a currency with a low interest rate and investing in a currency with a higher interest rate. On the surface, it might seem like a clever way to make money, but from an Islamic perspective, it's problematic for a number of reasons. Firstly, the carry trade inherently involves interest, or riba, which we know is impermissible in Islam. Beyond that, speculative trading is heavily reliant on market fluctuations and predictions about future prices. It's essentially about trying to profit from uncertainty. Their speculative nature introduces the concept of gharar, which is another key concept in Islamic finance. Gharar refers to excessive uncertainty or ambiguity in financial transactions, and is prohibited because it can lead to disputes, unfair outcomes, and even economic crises. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ emphasized the importance of transparency and fairness in transactions. In a hadith from Sahih Muslim, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ forbade the sale of what is not with you. It's found in Book 10 of Sahih Muslim, Hadith 3628. Now, this hadith underscores the need for clarity and ethical conduct in our financial dealings. Speculative trading is akin to gambling. It's about trying to guess which way the market will move, which often leads to significant losses, not just for individuals, but for the entire economies. We've seen countless examples in history where speculative practices contributed to market crashes and financial instability, impacting millions of lives worldwide. Now, this volatility and uncertainty are exactly what Islamic finance seeks to avoid. Let's look at Islamic economics, fulfilling the needs over wants. Islamic economics places a strong emphasis on fulfilling the genuine needs of society rather than catering to excessive wants. This focus on needs over wants ensures that resources are used efficiently and justly, promoting the welfare of the entire community rather than indulging individual excesses. In Islam, wealth is viewed as a means to achieve good, not an end in itself. It's about ensuring that everyone's basic needs like food, shelter, education, and healthcare are met, rather than accumulating wealth for the sake of status or power. Now, this principle extends to our financial systems as well. Islamic finance promotes ethical investments that support real economic activities, such as building infrastructure, supporting businesses that provide jobs, and investing in projects that benefit society. This approach contrasts sharply with speculative trading, where the focus is often on short-term gains rather than long-term benefits for the community. Now let's look at another important concept in Islam, which is the concept of vicegerency, which means stewardship of wealth and resources. Now, this is very central to Islamic teachings, where humans are seen as being stewards of the planet Earth, or the universe for that matter. This means that the resources and wealth of the world are a trust from Allah, and we are responsible for using them wisely and ethically. Wealth should be put to good use for the benefit of all humanity, not just for personal gain or the enrichment of a select few. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 286, Allah does not burn a soul beyond it can bear. This reflects the idea that with wealth and resources comes responsibility. As vicegerents, we are tasked with ensuring that our actions, including our financial decisions, contribute positively to society and the environment. Islamic finance embodies this principle of vicegerency by promoting investments that are not only profitable, but also socially responsible. It encourages us to think beyond our personal interest and consider the broader impact of financial actions. This is why practices like speculative trading, which prioritize individual profit at the expense of collective welfare, are discouraged. Instead, Islamic finance urges us to engage in ethical and transparent financial practices that reflect our role as stewards of Allah's resources. Let's explore some ethical financial models in Islamic finance. Islamic finance offers alternative, ethical ways of doing business rather than interest-based and speculative financial practices through concepts like Mudarabah and Musharakah, which are very much rooted in profit and loss sharing. In Mudarabah, it is a partnership where one partner provides the capital while the other offers expertise and management. Profits are shared based on a pre-agreed ratio, but if there's a loss, it's borne by both the capital provider and as well as the user, unless it's due to the manager's negligence. This model aligns with the interests of both parties, which ensures that risks and rewards are shared fairly. Musharakah is another method where profit and loss are being made. This joint venture basically involves all partners contributing to capital and sharing profits and losses according to the contributions. It offers mutual responsibility and cooperation, creating a more equitable financial system where everyone has a stake in the success of the venture. Now, these models encourage a collaborative approach to business and investment, where the focus is on creating value that benefits all parties involved. By sharing the risk and rewards, Mudarabah and Musharakah promote a balanced and fair economic environment, which aligns with the Islamic emphasis on justice and the welfare of the Ummah. Another third alternative of Islamic finance is called Sukuk, which is very much a linking of finance to real economic activity. Now, this aspect of Islamic finance connects financial returns to real economic activities. This is exemplified by this particular instrument, which is mentioned as Sukuk, which are often referred to as Islamic bonds. Unlike conventional bonds that pay interest, Sukuk are asset-based, asset-backed, and represent ownership in tangible assets or projects. Returns to Sukuk holders come from revenues generated by these assets, ensuring that investments are linked to actual economic value. Sukuk provide a more ethical investment option by tying profits to real-world outcomes, such as infrastructure projects or businesses that generate employment. Now, this approach not only adheres to Islamic principles, but also contributes to a more stable and sustainable economic system, where wealth creation is tied to tangible, productive activities. By focusing on real economic activities, Islamic finance discourages speculative trading that leads to volatility and economic instability. It promotes investments that are transparent, that are ethical, and benefits society. And it creates a financial environment that supports long-term growth and community welfare. So how can we embrace Islamic finance for a just and equitable world? As we see, speculative trading strategies like carry trade might offer the allure of quick profits. They come at a significant cost to ethical and stable economic practices. They conflict with the principles of Islamic finance, which emphasize justice, equity, and a collective good. Islamic finance encourages us to fulfill needs rather than wants, and reminds us of our role as stewards of Allah's resources, tasked with using them wisely and for the benefit of all. As Muslims, it is essential for us to be mindful of these principles and strive to align our financial practices with the teachings of Islam. By supporting and engaging in Islamic finance, we can help build an economic system that not only meets our needs, but also uplifts the Ummah and serves the best interest of all humanity. Now, thank you. I thank you a lot for being part of this conversation. Now, let's continue to explore and support financial practices that align with our faith and contribute positively to society. May Allah guide us all towards ethical financial decisions that reflect our values and responsibilities as vicegerents of the earth. Until the next time, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Farhad Omar from Farhad Omar Studios. I'll see you next time in another video.